Welcome back to the Michael Eric Dyson Show. Our next guest is a true triple threat. Rob Murat is a talented singer and songwriter whose music currently runs on MTV and VH1. But his talents don't stop there. He's also an actor you may have seen on CBS hit The Good Wife. Mr. Murat, thank you so much for coming on this show.
Dr. Dyson, thank you for having me, sir.
Well, thank you, sir. The honor is ours as well. You know, we note that you're an Ivy League grad, having graduated from the University of Pennsylvania. I taught there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
From 2002 to 2007. So how did you go from being at Penn to where you are now in the entertainment industry? I don't know if you were there when John Legend was there, but...
Yeah, we were actually in the same class. We're really good buddies. I was just on the phone with him the other day. So we came up together. We were in the same class over at Penn. And, you know, I studied nothing that had to do with entertainment at Penn. I did have a minor in music. But I guess when your calling calls upon you, you have to respond. I studied at the engineering school with a focus in system science and project management. But I always was involved in music and entertainment. And it preceded my college experience. And I guess upon graduation, I decided to go full swing ahead.
Beautiful, man. Tell us a little bit more then about your musical career and give us a sense of the kind of music that you like and that you do that our audience can tap into.
Okay. Well, I guess the music that I do as an artist, it revolves around R&B and soul. I guess it's been categorized in that category for the duration that I've been doing it. I also do music for TV shows and radio commercials and things of that nature, and they expand past R&B and soul. But as an artist, it revolves around R&B and soul. And you know, I listen to all types of music, love the legends, I love the current greats, and inspired by all of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's not just talk about it, let's hear it. I want to give folks a sense of some of your music. Let's listen to a snippet of one of your more recent releases, No.
Okay.
Girl, I know I told you once before that I was born to love you, and I think I'll say it more and more, 'cause I don't wanna lose you, yeah. Girl, I think you know, but I'm making sure it's clear that you were never meant to be anywhere but here. Girl, don't you know what you're doing to me? Every time that you come next to me, know for sure that you're the one I adore.
Man, I was rolling to that. I didn't want to come out of that. It's a break from the music. No, from Rob Murat. So who are some of your influences, man? I mean, you obviously have a soulful voice and a clear tone. Who are some of the artists that you listen to, man, that influenced you?
I mean, you know, the regulars like Stevie, you can't get away from Stevie and Aretha, but my musical influences, they range further than just soul music. I listen to all types of music, from Bach to Mozart to hip-hop, you know, from the old school Biggie, Pac to current-day Jay-Z. So my influences come from all different angles, and they just inform what I do naturally. Yep.
Well, give us a sense also, and we're going to listen to another cut later, but what role has social media played in the production of your music and your career? Because we're living in a world of Twitter. Facebook just did the IPO, you know, so we're in that new age, you know. It seems that MySpace is kind of dated, but it's still part of social media. Give us a sense of how it plays a role in your career.
Well, it's given me direct access to listeners and potential fans, and it's cut out the middleman per se. You know, with social media like Facebook and, you know, the old school MySpace and Twitter, you have direct access to those who can give you an opinion on your craft. And if you're good, they'll let you know. If you're bad, they'll let you know. And it's basically it's your 24-hour round the clock focus group. And the better your releases are, or whatever you're sharing is, they'll share it with others, and you find a way to capitalize on that.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So you haven't gone the traditional route in terms of signing with a label either. Tell us a bit about your decision to go it on your own.
Well, it's not like I'm turning my back to someone who would potentially back me or support me through a label or some other kind of organization. It's just that I've found that it's not as necessary as it used to be, and that I'm getting results by using these platforms such as iTunes and Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all that to identify a market and provide product to that market and get rewards back. So I think with this industry as it's changing and as things are evolving, the middleman is less and less important. It's very important. Money backing you is always great, but I'm finding ways to get around having to sign off more than they're just due, if that makes sense.
Sure. And, and if you're just joining us, we're speaking to Mr. Rob Murat, a talented singer and songwriter whose music currently is featured on MTV and VH1, and he's an actor. And you've seen him on The Good Wife. We'll talk about that in a bit. But when you think about it, the vetting process of the Chitlin circuit, where artists in the 40s, 50s, and 60s had to go out there and they didn't have no overnight hit. They didn't even have access to social media. So they didn't become overnight stars, man. Somebody discovered them on YouTube. They had to get out there for 10, 15 years, whatever, 5, 10. Do you think that social media, though it has direct access to feedback channels, which are good, on the other hand, do you think that people in your generation may have lacked some of the shaping influences of direct responses of people in a performative moment where you had to get on stage and you and the microphone and y'all had to get down based on your talent, not, being able to T-paint it so much?
Yeah, well, you see, Doctor, the funny thing is with this access, you're not the only one that has access. Everyone else has access. So you still have to put in that legwork of the quote-unquote Chitlin circuit. You're not the only one that has access to Twitter, Facebook, millions of people, the good, the bad, the ugly, the worse, the better. So you still have to have that the decisive identifying factor that sets you aside from your peers on that platform. So you still have to go out and perform. You still have to tour. You still have to do everything that was necessary in the past. I think that's one thing that's taken for granted. Just because you can put up a nice YouTube clip doesn't mean that you're a star. Even if you have a million hits, it doesn't mean that you're a star, because you still have to go out and prove it in order to establish some type of career.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
Let's take a listen to a little clip of a song you did called Dilemma with Kids in the Hall. Let's hear that.
So let's go. Tell 'em. Fellas, take a minute, let me kick it with y'all. See my lady, she's been stressing me. She somewhat shocked me, got me up against the wall, talking about she's tired of waiting on me. Help me understand this crazy circumstance and why my girl is rushing me. I can't say she ain't the one, but ain't no way I'ma run into something till I'm good and ready.
You won't admit you love me.
I love my woman, but I love my freedom too. That's my dilemma. Oh, what am I to do? Oh.
What a dilemma. You love your woman and your freedom. So tell us how that song turns out, man. First of all, that's a huge dilemma, dog. So tell us how you conclude that.
Oh, man, that used to be my favorite song. It put me on the map. I hate it now because it caused me to lose my woman.
Oh, wow. Well, how is that?
Well, when you write a song about loving your woman and your freedom, too, come on now. Once you hear that, you're like, you can have your freedom. I'm out.
Wow. She gave you some papers you didn't want to read.
Exactly. On the dotted line.
Wow.
Yes,
yeah.
But,
so have you changed your mind since then?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's.
So what would the song be now?
It's I'm Ready to Love.
Oh, so you done discarded the freedom, or you found the freedom of loving. There's a greater freedom in being loyal and committed, huh? That's what you said. Ain't no dilemma. It's a she lemma.
Come on now.
It's a she lemma, brother.
Hey,
And she done let you go.
I'm trying to pass on the writing rights to Tiger Woods, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I ain't write that.
That's hilarious. So I mentioned that you also appear on The Good Wife, Miss Margulies, I think is her name, right?
Yeah, Juliana. Yep.
Juliana. So tell us a bit about how you got started in acting and what it's been like to be part of the cast of one of the hottest shows on TV, The Good Wife.
Well, first I got to preface it and say that it's a really minor role, and it's as I've been making progress in the music world, I also have some acting training under my belt, and part of the way the industry is shifting, you definitely have to diversify and make sure that you use all of your craft to get ahead. So I did. I first started off in a minor kind of like a background role on the part of the cast in the state attorney's side. Chris North is my boss. I don't know if you watched the show, but I'm a lawyer in the state attorney's office there. And
Mr. Big,
Mr.
Big from.
Yes, Mr. Big from Sex and the City. Yes, sir. Yes,
right,
sir.
Right.
So I've used that experience to kind of be a fly on the wall and just study great acting and just study how the professionals do it. And I've been lucky enough to be called back on a consistent basis. And, I mean, it's been an absolute blessing. I think the acting on that is stellar. The production of the crew is stellar. And you see the results they're getting with ratings and national accolade.
Yeah, no doubt. Well deserved. Speaking of Good Wife,
you
know somebody's good wife because you've worked with my good wife in nonprofit work in Haiti. So tell us about my good wife and your work.
Well, as a part of the nonprofit organization, the Global Syndicate, I hosted I'm on the leadership board on that nonprofit, and we with your wife, we were at your home. I believe it was last year or about a year and a half ago in D.C., and we hosted a nonprofit for kind of fundraiser for Haiti. Through that initiative, we were selling art, and you weren't even there. We were all up in your home and having a good time. So,
that creates another problem besides that dilemma song. But because I knew you were coming and my wife got the money from me in my crib, she had my permission to be up in there. So I know y'all had a great time and did some great work up in there.
Woman, by the way, excellent. She's the best.
She certainly is in ways you can't even understand. So tell us about your decision to do so many things. You're writing and performing music, you're acting, you're doing nonprofit work. Tell us what inspires you to take on all of these ventures.
Well, I've identified it as a necessity. You know, man, this industry, you see a lot of people complaining about it, resisting the fact that we've become in this download for free, share everything, buy nothing mentality. And, a lot of artists are falling victim to it. And the one-lane artists who've only been known to sell MP3s or CDs, they're falling by the wayside. And you can complain and resist your way backward, or you can adapt and endure your way forward. So I've decided to diversify, use all of my craft and not just one lane, and make it happen. My goal is not to be a starving artist, but an entrepreneur, sort of like an entrepreneur, if I may. So that's what drives me. And by any means, I'm going to get my craft out there and connect with as many people as possible. And I'm thankful for opportunities like this to speak with such prolific individuals such as yourself, and gives me opportunity to connect with more folks.
Well, bless you, my friend. If you're just joining us, we're speaking to Rob Murat. He's a talented singer and songwriter and actor and social activist. Well, since you decided to go the independent route and, to maximize your exposure, that's pretty hard, right? How have you been able to survive in this contemporary music industry that's changed so much? Records ain't what they used to be. Digital download has displaced the physical CD often, and then, records don't sell what they sell. You have to go out on the road and perform. Tell us how you've been able to survive.
Well, the good thing about it is that The Ivy League degree has served me in the sense that I've been able to approach my career intelligently. So I've found ways to I've found ways to maximize, ways to draw profit from, for example, placing music in TV shows and films. I've created countless compositions for films, TV One, ESPN, HBO. The latest Verizon wireless commercial has my music on it. You don't even know it, but that equals something called residual income, which helps me pay my bills.
Mm-hmm. What about your buddy John Legend? Are you you have any plans to work with him in the future?
I've worked with him in the past. His schedule has gotten so crazy that he's been more of an advisor to me and kind of helped me do my thing independently. I do foresee us making some time to work together again in the future. That would be great. But he's taken off. He's on another planet right now. John's doing his thing.
No doubt. Well, besides Mr. Legend, what other contemporary artists do you see manifesting, but especially in this case, the independent spirit that you've been able to internalize and symbolize in your music? What other independent artists do you look to say, hey, they're doing what I'd like to do, or they're doing it the way I want to do it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I set my eyes on not only independent artists, but those who are established, who have been forced to adjust to this changing industry. Because independent or signed or established, I think the muscle has to do the same thing. It's the same action. You face more challenges as an independent artist, but if you act as an established artist, you'll get more results. So on the independent front, you've heard of Eric Roberson. You probably heard of Ani DeFranco. These are people who've started their own operations and kind of led their way to some type of notoriety. You can't forget that Jay-Z started independently as well. His first album that went double platinum, maybe triple platinum with Dame Dash, that was a whole independent operation. So I'm not afraid of taking established actions in an independent lane, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tell us about what projects you've got on the horizon.
Working on a new recording now. It'll be out in the late spring. Really excited about it. You'll probably see me on screen on a few short movies and films and maybe some more TV shows. And just really excited. If you visit robmurat.com, www.robmurat.com, you can get the full scoop.
All right, Rob Murat, we are so grateful to have you on the show today. He's an actor, singer, songwriter. For more information on all of the things Rob is working on and to listen to his music, head over to www.robmurat.com, ROBMURAT. My brother, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Dr. Dyson, thank you so much. It's an honor.
That's it for today. The Michael Eric Dyson Show is a production of WEAA on the campus of Morgan State University with funding from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. I'm your host, Michael Eric Dyson. Until next time, be good to yourself.